Hey, good morning, church. Welcome to Steveo's Sunrise Devos. The sun's coming up, no color, just light. A quick thought from today's one-year Bible reading. There's an Old Testament portion, a New Testament portion, a Psalm, and a proverb. Are you reading with me? Or are we reading through the entire Bible again this year? I hope so. It's a blessed journey with new discoveries each time. Let's go to the New Testament portion, which is the first part of Romans chapter 7. And there, Paul makes a comparison of what happens or how it is a person who is saved by grace and walking by the Spirit versus the old way of the law. And he uses marriage as an illustration or as an analogy. And he says it's kind of like if you're married, if you're walking and trying to obey the law, and you know how it is, you just, the harder you try, the more you seem to fail. You take 3 steps forward and then 4 steps backward, right? When you're trying to keep God's law, you're doing the best you can, but you keep failing and coming under conviction. He says that's like being married to a spouse who is constantly putting you down, who says to you, you never do anything right. Why can't you get it straight? What is wrong with you? Why aren't you better? That's what the law is like. It's like having a spouse like that. Some of you, maybe you have to imagine that. Some might not have to imagine that at all, because that's the reality. And he says, if you're a wife and you're married to that kind of husband, if you went off and married somebody else, you'd be committing adultery. But if your husband died, then the wife would be free to marry someone else. It's kind of like that country song, Earl's Gotta Die. Earl's Gotta Die. And that's the way, somebody who's trying to live by the law and is just not cutting it, somebody's got to die here. Earl, the law. And so Paul goes on as he completes the analogy, and he says, somebody has died. And you would think that he would say that the law died. And now you're free to remarry somebody else, but he doesn't. He says, you died. We died. It's the wife who died. We died when we were buried in baptism with Christ. We die the death that he died. We're dead to sin, and we're also dead to the law as a system of salvation. Now we're free to marry a new husband. Our new husband is Jesus Christ. Now we live by the Spirit of the law. And it's like now we have a new spouse who's all positive reinforcement, encouragement, and love. That's what it's like to be a Christian compared to being a Jew under the law. Pretty refreshing. My remarried friends, God loves you, and so do I.